We're headed to the hospital now because someone that I'm with ended up hurting their knee a few days ago and it's been bothering them. We were gonna go to another hospital, but we decided to come to this one because there were a few people that we knew that actually went to this one. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm curious to see how everything goes here because this is my first time being in a hospital here. I want to see what the process is like and what they're gonna do if they let me. I'm going to be mindful of what I film in here just because it's a hospital. Alright, so we're waiting now. It's just one of those situations where you have to be patient. I don't like being in hospitals in general, no matter where I am. Let me explain how everything went once we got inside. When we first got there was a man sitting outside. He said hello, and then he guided us in. When we got into the hospital, we immediately went to the reception desk. And at the desk, the lady tried her best to assist us. Her English wasn't the best, but she was able to make out a few things. So once the person that I was with explained what was going on, she guided us or told us to go to another desk. Well, at this desk was a long line. It wasn't too bad, but we did have to wait. And once we finally made our way to the lady sitting at the desk and explained what was going on, she then told us to go to the MRI area. At this point, it is a little bit confusing because we're just basically being sent from one area to the other area based on what the other person is saying. Now, once we got to the MRI desk or that area, there was a guy sitting there, and of course the person I was with had to share her story all over again. After she did that, we were then guided back to the front desk where she had to provide information such as her passport and telephone number before she could actually see a specialist. It's one of those things where you kind of got to go with the flow because they don't hold your hand and explain to you what's happening and why it's happening. There's really no step-by-step guide. So I was sitting in the waiting area just kind of looking around, trying to see if there was actually a flow that you needed to do, or if there was a right or wrong way to do it, or if we were going in the right direction. And honestly, I still don't know. So it's kind of like a go here, no, come back. Oh, well, he said, oh no, you mean get this? It was like that. She also showed him a video of how she hurt her knee, and it seemed like after that it clicked for him. So he told her to go to a room in the MRI area so that he could check her knee. And after he did that, he sent us to the radiation room so that way she could get an x-ray. At this point, it's more so of us just kind of following directions, which is really just going to different areas of the hospital. I had to come in the bathroom to say this. This is one of those things that you really don't think about when you move abroad. Like, you don't plan for it, right? You plan for your day-to-day. You plan what your routine is going to look like, but you never plan how you're going to respond or what it's going to be like if you happen to just hurt yourself. So you really have to take these things in consideration and just accept it for what it is. So I'm in the back, but I didn't go in the radiation room. I'm here for more of moral support. I just wanted to show you guys what it's like being at a hospital in another country because it can be intimidating. Oh, you're done? Okay. After the x-ray was done, we were told to go back to the MRI area and wait on it to come back. So at this point, it's more waiting, and we're talking to the guy who's sitting at the desk and kind of just chit-chatting to make time go by. When everything came back and it was confirmed that there was no tears, she was given a prescription and also told to rest for a couple of weeks. We just came back from the back. There wasn't much to film, as you could see, but now we just have to wait on the results. From that point, it was pretty much straightforward. We were directed back to the receptionist's desk to pay. So she did use her residency card. Very, very important. I don't know exactly what the dollar amount was, but I can tell you that it was not a stressful amount. You know, you're already at the hospital and that's pretty stressful enough, but I don't recall it being something crazy. Overall, my takeaway is that they were really, really nice. They did their best to understand us. We did our best to understand them. English is not their first language. A couple of them spoke English, and so they were able to, you know, say little things to where we were able to understand each other. Like, there were certain key words. I would say that the specialist, who was a doctor, he spoke English, and the guy at the MRI desk, he also spoke English. Not as good as the specialist, but he spoke enough for us to chit chat. Other than that, just kind of bouncing around the hospital. Like I said, it was confusing, but it was nothing that would make you say, I'm never coming here again. All right, we're done. Everything went smooth. I'm glad we came on to the hospital instead of letting it sit. We're here at the pharmacy trying to fill this prescription. This is something that I wasn't really expecting to film. However, since I was asked to come along, I decided to take the opportunity to do that. I just wanted to be respectful of the patients, but as you guys can see, it's not that complicated. Once you get here or wherever you're going and you know, flow with the process, it's cool. If you want to see more of what day-to-day life looks like here, then watch this video next. And if you're thinking about moving abroad, but you need structure before choosing a country, the Express Starter Bundle is linked below.